Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Northern IPS is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse and One Foundation.
Kia ora and welcome back here. We are ready to start off the next game. What an exciting day two it's been at the 2019 Bunnings Northern Junior IPS. Here, Peter Walters. We have for our next game, Auckland versus Waikato under 14s.
Yeah, Mikey, a lot of skills and thrills on display this weekend, and it's starting to come to culmination now. We've just had the mixed final. Now we have up the 14 girls elite final, and they'll be followed by the last match of the day, the big one, the boys final. But yes, this one here, great one coming up. Both well coached, well organised teams, and it's going to be a good contest.
And you just saw our names of referees flash on the screen there. Big ups to Brandon Cowper, Enzo Roper, and Jordan Cowper. It's the Cowper show here this afternoon. Referees such an important, vital part of the game overall. You can see the Waikato team up there, coached by Kyle Shepherd. Kyle is one of our players in the New Zealand Mixed 30, making his way across to Kuala Lumpur for the 2019 World Cup, Pete.
Yes, and in comparison, the other coach on the opposing team, Latoya Tainui McIntyre, she will also be going to the World Cup as part of the over 27 women's New Zealand squad. So that World Cup's going to be an exciting time. 91, 92 days to go, lads, and the big show will be on with lots of our players and coaches that actually are here this weekend. The coaches that are here this weekend, a lot of players been here watching. A lot of our touch blacks, a lot of our masters players been here supporting all our future kids as they progress through the sport.
And shout out to Peter and Paula McIntyre. I'm sure back at home watching this. I know Pete is in camp at the moment with our touch black men's, and yesterday I was in camp with them, and we had our touch black men's around the TV watching this IPS series. So just out there, we've got our elite players very interested in the up and coming, the future.
Yes, and a lot of these kids, second and third generation families that are playing our sport. It's fantastic.
So you say that, Pete. Any names in Auckland that spring to mind in regards to that?
Well, yes, I mean, Latoya, in fact, Peter McIntyre, Peter and Paula's granddaughter, Skylar, she's here in this Auckland team. I see Shalise Cairns is there. Her parents both played our representative touch coming through over the years for North Harbour. So it's really great to see, Mikey.
Great, and Waikato making their way to the subbing box, getting some fresh legs out there. As both teams start to just feel their way into the game, it's still early.
Yeah, Waikato on attack, just driving down the 50 there. A short side scoop. Oh, look at that. Ooh, just didn't quite get the handling right to put it down quickly. Auckland up to the task on defence. Good.
We got the Bunnings replay coming up. The Waikato link making it through the hole, just not connecting with their winger. A few juggles there, just unable to put the ball to ground.
Yes, so Auckland now heading downfield. They've transitioned a couple of subs already, working towards the half.
Bit of a stationary game going on at the moment for Auckland there, Pete, but they seem to be tracking
pretty
well.
Quick, this number 5, she's got lots of pace. Look at that. Can she connect up?
He's looking for her support players.
Yeah, and good mirror defence by the Waikato defender.
He certainly had a speed to burn on that one, Pete.
Yes, she did. We're going to have to look out for her. She's been doing that all tournament. The number 5 from Auckland, Zania Papali'i.
Here's Waikato making their way up through the 21 channel. Oh, just a mistake in the roll ball area, something that you and George talked about. You know, it's a high percentage of errors in that little space. So both teams will be watching that as they progress through the field.
Yeah, and just as you said that, another turnover. So a turnover made by Waikato, and then on the very next turnover, the same error at the ruck by Auckland. Yeah, common fault is when you're driving the ball forward is not to lower your body down and get your arm ready to put the ball down and the other arm ready to make the touch in that bent position. So it's an acquired skill that needs to be trained over and over again.
Sevens play not coming off there for Waikato. Auckland rucking out from their 5. Waikato setting up a flyer. Referee just not happy with it. Saying it came too quickly, so Auckland get the ball. It's a penalty. Auckland trying to get some momentum through the middle of the field. Just getting a bit of a go forward.
Yeah, they're working their way down the 50 in the middle there. Looking to run a dump and scoop play. Looks like she got it down. He's a dynamic number 5 again for Auckland, Zania Papali'i. She's certainly a weapon for them with her pace and power.
I must say, Pig, just being at Whakatane about over a month ago, I must say what I'm seeing also in this Auckland team is very similar to some of the plays that I saw with the women's team over in Whakatane. So the skill level, we talked about it, under 14s, just showing us incredible skill level to be able to run some of this stuff.
They are, and some of the stuff is played at the highest level, some of the plays that they're running, so it is quite impressive. It just shows you that the knowledge and understanding of the coaching staff to be able to implement that with your players is very good.
Great work by the middles of Auckland, getting their points up high. Loving the colours of those shoes. Touch count 2, making some good yardage. Waikato backpedaling. Auckland now centering themselves.
There's a good long ball there by the middle, scooping out a half.
So Pete, about the women's game, is there anything particular? Because we've watched the boys, we've watched mix. Now we're watching women's. So is there something particular about a women's type of game?
Well, at this age group, you would think that on defence you'd have quite an aggressive shutdown defence because they're still developing, and their ability to throw long balls is still in a development mode. So I think a lot of the defences are quite prominent on a hard shutdown on the open side to force them to throw long balls over the top. Okay, Waikato get a repeat set there, penalty, so they'll have 6 touches to attack this Auckland. We'll see what Auckland come up with on defence and how they defend this. Yeah, so they quickie there and went the short side of the toucher. Now they're running a 32 peel on the other side. So good variance of attack by Waikato.
It's impressive, to be honest, to see just the type of attacking tools that they're just really pulling out, choosing their options. When they're on the field, they've got no coach really, so that it's the coach's processes and then kicking in, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
One of the things we've been talking about recently, Pete, is subbing box management, and as a coach, there's a couple probably that spring to mind for you as a couple of things when you're in the coaching mode in the coaching box.
Well, you are watching the game, and then as things evolve, you'll see work-ons that are needed by the players that have just performed actions out there, and what you need to talk to them about when they come into the box. So subbing Subbing box coaching is crucial, and you certainly do need to be giving them feedback on their work-ons as they come off the field. You may want them to get a drink, get the oxygen back in, and then call them in, get them to face you so they're not watching the game, and give them some feedback.
Nice. So for a first-time viewer, the uncles and aunties and the grandparents who are watching the game, I'm assuming that these 6 players out on the field, they are in some position.
Yes, the standard is middles who work in the middle of the field, the links who work sort of in the centre position or one out from the wingers, and then the wingers. So you have the wingers on the outsides, then you have the links inside them, then you have the middles. Lots of teams will also use the numbering system. So they will call those middles the 3s, they'll call the links the 2s, and they'll call the wingers the 1s.
Finding their space down on the line of the Auckland subbing box line, but just unable to connect, make those passes. Balls turn over back to Auckland.
Hey guys, I've just been reporting in. I've just been checking out watching this live on Facebook and checking the comments as they come in. And it was good that you talked about the positional play of the 1s, 2s and 3s, but that goes into a further question from one of our viewers out there talking about, you've mentioned 21s, 32s, 33s and also the 7s. Can you give a little bit of insight to our new viewers of what you're talking about when you mention those numbers?
Sure, so working on that number system, a 21 is when the 2 drives to the 1 or the link drives to the winger. If it's a 33 ruck or a 33 peel, that means that the player's going to emanate from it's going to start from the 33 position, so the middle position. So yeah, it's a common language that is used in the sport of touch. 32 ruck, the middle drives to the link. 33 ruck, middle, and 21 ruck, link to winger.
Nice work. And so if I get this right and just chuck something out there, so a 31 will be a person, the 3 will have the ball and run it over to the 1, which is the winger. Is that correct?
A 31, yes. Or someone may say drive the ball in the 31 channel. That means drive it anywhere between the 3, the 2 or the 1.
Nice question, Georgie, and thanks for that response there, Pete. I was about to jump in there, but look, hey, I'll leave that to you to answer. I think you might have a bit of background in that knowledge. Here we go. Auckland setting up for another strike dump. Good pressure by the Waikato girls, really getting off the line, out of the 5. Just giving no space to Auckland on that attack.
Yeah, it's a great grind now, this game. They've started to just find themselves, both teams, and the error rate is certainly diminished now. They're getting through their sets a lot better. Both teams are working down and actually completing their sets, which is pleasing.
Big shout out to our domestic viewers here in New Zealand and overseas. Getting good feedback from whānau from across the globe.
And that's what happens when you can complete your set. It normally means those 6 touches, you're down on the line and you can attack. And that's what Waikato did then, scoring a touchdown. It takes it to 1-1.
Seemed really good patience by both teams. Nothing, helter-skelter, keeping to their processes, making sure that they're, playing to their strengths. Here she is again. Great ball. Good mirror defence up from Auckland. We've got a shout out from Sarah Gray. Go Auckland, go my muckle, number 12 Auckland. There you go, Sarah. Number 12 for Auckland.
That's up to my Harriman. Rewa Harriman. She's got a famous mother, that girl out there.
Keep the comments coming through the Facebook stream. We've got our main man. Anything to do in the cyber world, George Yonke, he's all over it. Here we go. What do you think Auckland's going to pull out this time?
I think they're going to run a quickie here. That's Skylar, Takere on the ball. Now they're running a sweep play. Waikato defence up to the task. Great defence. They're channeling well here. Moving over to where the ball is. Moving as a 6. The ball's going left. They're all shifting to the left. It's great defence, Waikato.
In the final 2 minutes, Pete, Auckland 1, Waikato 1 in the under-14 girls final. It's been an intense first half so far.
Yeah, both teams grinding well. The Waikato girl looked like she was a bit tired. She put her foot out, and now she's caused a turnover. So Auckland will get to attack from just beyond the halfway.
He was thinking about subbing first, planting second.
There is a mental toughness element involved now as we head into their last game of the tournament, and I'm guessing it's around about, their 7th game possibly. So mental toughness is a common term, and it's certainly playing its part in this final.
All going to ground there. Waikato with an opportunity to go through the field. Last final 50 seconds we have on our clock in front of us. Let's see if they can pull something out of the bag here.
Mikey, I know at the elite level I've always liked having a countdown, knowing what the count was. We always knew, okay, your manager would tell you it's 5 to go, it's 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'd also have a countdown from seconds like 50, 40, 30, and it could be 30 or 20 to go, and your players know in the box that when they get out there, you've given them a time frame and even a player what to do. Okay, it's 10 seconds, so get on there and scoop, and there's been times when we've actually won with a second to go off a set play because we knew how many seconds were left. I remember in the men's we did that in Wollongong in 2009. It's very pleasing as a coaching staff when you get that right.
Another little thing, just store away if you're a manager and you're a coach. Another good strategy to put in the toolbox there, Pete. So here we go, end of first half. Auckland 1, Waikato 1, under 14 girls final. What have we seen so far? Highlights so far. So we've got. It's 1-1. Players are going back to their box. What's Cloud? What's he thinking? What's his pep talk for this part?
Well, there's talk of staying in the grind, of completing their sets, sticking to their processes, and things will happen. Be confident in what they're running. Be confident in their yards, in their line attack, and the defensive policy. You don't need to do much more than that. It's not rocket science. And
Auckland definitely got some strike power there and utilise those early in the play. What do you think Latoya will be saying to her players?
Well, she would be saying the same thing. I'd like to think that they'd be looking to hunt down a weakness or two that they have in their mind, be it an individual or part of the game plan that they think that the other team's running that they may be able to exploit.
Right, and there we have it. Some insights into what coaches were probably thinking in the final minute before the half time, starting to get their thoughts together, getting their stats together, giving those 2 to 3 key messages. So making sure that when players go back out into the second half, that they've got some key things to work on, or just the reiterating back into the game plan.
Yes, and just looking at Kyle because he's nearest to us, and we're just looking at his body language and his his movements there. It looks all positive. The girls are all focused. They're all listening. Coaches have their fingers pointing and talking about scenarios. So what you'd also be thinking is, after he's talking to the group, that there may be 1 or 2 individuals that he may want to have a word with about a specific trait or something that's happened out there.
Good point. So key messages out to the whole team, a couple of those, and then picking up in some areas that he's noticed that he's just got to maybe just, cue back into his individual players and just reiterating those same, recapping, revisiting some of those key processes that they've gone through over training, And this is the opportunity to put it all back in.
Yeah, a player may have made an error or two around a specific, like, kicking the ball at the ruck as an example. The feet might be too close together and you kick the ball. So you may talk about that. I mean, that's a sign of a good coach when you can break stuff down and look at the mechanics of technique and be able to break that down and feed that to your athletes.
So question, Pete, coming back into the second half, what was one of the key things in your playing career in the men's? What was one of the things that you always tried to achieve maybe in that first 60 seconds or 2 minutes when you went back into a second half?
Well, if we were tapping off, then we had a tap off team that would go out and perform, and would like to think that the strike rate would be good because it's something that you'd trained together as a six on that attack play. In contrast to that, if you were on defence, to put a stop and not let them score from the tap off.
Good point, good point. So here we go. We're back into action. Waikato driving direct through the field, getting themselves close to the 5. Now the 2 middles. Here we go, the 3-on-3. Quickie play. Nope. She's picked up, gone short side. It's a mirrored defence. Oh.
Yeah, an opportunity lost there for Waikato. They'd done well. The scooper went through short side. Thought the support player could have been a little bit deeper, and she seemed to almost run in front of the ball carrier. Little adjustments that make the difference. And Skylar has scooped through from dummy half, made her way through the defence and passed off the support player. Good touchdown to Auckland. They hit the front 2-1.
Great connection by that team, set up as they rolled through the field. Got her making her way through. Great stuff. Making use of that play. Well done. God, it's been in the program for a while. Rep player with both touch and netball honours. Plays for Playing Up Touch Club.
Waikato down on attack now, setting up for a play. A middle play, and it's a quickie again. And a dive, but the touch was made by the Auckland defender.
The quickie game by the girls has just really taken off, and it's fantastic to see. They've got incredible skills. I loved seeing them play that really low game.
Yeah, good defence by Eva, the Auckland winger there. Auckland worked their way towards their sub-box on the far side, moving the ball over.
Waikato send out the flyer. Here we go. Great yards by Auckland. Love the defensive determination by Waikato. Good effort. It's a hard grind when you've gone almost 65 metres backpedaling, but you stay in the grind, as you say, Pete.
Yes, and good pressure by Auckland, sending flyers up. It forced the turnover. And Waikato dropped the ball consequently, and now Auckland on attack with 6 touches to play with.
This is when they've got to dig deep. Well done. Good touch. Waikato, what have they got? Nice cover. It's not making the 5, I think.
Yeah, not onside, so a penalty.
Waikato get their point up early. It's making the line. Great scramble defence by the Waikato young girls. Auckland searching, probing.
Yeah, I like how they're getting off the line quickly there, Waikato. Up again. Yeah, and there was ball down. The Waikato link and winger were quite wide on that. You'd think they'd be tighter in their channels there to where the ball was. Auckland exploit that. Another touchdown, 3-1 Auckland.
Big ups to the girls, just not quite holding it there. The Waikato girls, they pulled some big touches. Must have been a good 3 sets there. We've got with us this afternoon, man himself, Monty Collins here, our Uffy representative leading the program for Touch New Zealand. Welcome, Monty. Good to have you here.
Yeah, kia ora, Mike. Yeah, we've just had an absolute ball talking to parents and to coaches and to managers and referees about the positivity that we're trying to promote through Uffy and making sure that it's a healthy and safe but competitive environment for our players and referees.
Look, we've made comment throughout the day, Monty, about even the Uffy spirit on the field. Great, really intense battle happening between two teams who are obviously wanting to go out and win, but great spirit.
Oh, exactly. And the great thing about what we've been seeing over the past 2 days is that the parents are recognising that it's not only the benefits to their own children, but also to other kids in general in regards to the players enjoying playing touch in such an environment.
So, Monty, just a bit of a takeaway. What would be, I'm first time, I'm live streaming, I'm hearing this Uffy thing you're talking about, and what would be the key messages that you would want people to take away with them?
Oh, that it's still a sport, and sport is all about competition, but competition can be played in either a negative way or a positive way, and we really want to accentuate the positive way. We've got some great role models in the sporting world, even in our own sport of touch, with the likes of Peter Walters and George Yonke, and even rugby with the likes of Richie McCaw. And when you watch those players play, they play to win, but in saying that there is a fairness and a benefit to everyone getting stuff out of it.
Thanks, Monty. And Auckland with another touchdown. Brilliant stuff. Yes, Monty, and I totally agree. It's about competition, but it's also about making sure we're playing with fairness. And, it's about supporting each other. Definitely something I could have done in my younger years playing basketball, but hey, it's not about me. It's about the talent that we see in front of us now, Pete.
Oh, Mikey, Auckland have just scored again now. They moved to a 4-2 lead. It's going to be hard for Waikato to pull this back. 4-1 lead, sorry. It's going to be hard for them to pull this back.
Yeah, and it's the way, what I'm impressed is the way that Auckland's going about and scoring, getting themselves into that strike position and the way they're picking their options. As you said, one of the things that Latoya's probably telling her players is let's find a weakness. Let's exploit what we see in front of us.
Yes, their accuracy has been spot on attack.
We see this Waikato team making their way through the field, but just loss of a few options as we go as they get to that strike line. So. There we come with Auckland. The middle is just a bit of interchange between the 3 and 3.
Yeah, penalty, costly penalty there for Waikato, so that'll give Auckland another 6 touches on their line.
Got a few in this Waikato team who have, even at a young age, have played many years for the province. 5 and 6 years. We've got a young Kura Edwards who has you down as her favourite sports person.
Yeah, Kura Edwards, her mum's done a lot of coaching with her, and a little bit from her dad, Shane Edwards, who's been involved in various New Zealand teams. In fact, Shane has been away to World Cup in Scotland back in 2011 and won one World Cup, and then was in a team that lost the World Cup 4 years ago in 2015. So Shayna's got great experience, and Kura and her family have been brought up with touch. Shayna and Nikki have done a great job. Nikki, the mum's been a manager, and I think maybe even involved with this team. Ethiel or Hotu, she's been another player that's been around for a long time, Jones, and there's some great kids in this Waikato team. As there is in the Auckland team that have played for many years, and you can just see by the skill level that they produce that you can't get those skills by just being there for 1 or 2 years. It's taken a long time to hone those skills.
Waikato back with their favourite 3-3 quickie play. Waikato up to the task on that defence this time.
Yeah, it's a good set of D from Waikato there. It's a 5th and final. They'll all push into the corner. Defence needs to be up and in.
You talked about Ethiel Jones, who is the her big brother is E4 Jones, who went away with us to the Youth World Cup.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Ethel's also, he's been in the Touch Blacks program as well.
He has.
Is he going to World Cup as well? I think he's in the open mixed squad.
Yeah. It's good to see that family connection coming through.
Yeah, another talented family, and that's his sister there with the ball, just scooped through there. That's 6 touches turnover.
Waikato also have a TV star in the Meg Rolston, played 4 years, and her favourite sports person is Grace Rasmussen in our netball team. And Meg enjoys singing, loves reading, and I hear that she's also acted in the TV series Wild Ride and plays Becky Wild. Yet to see that come up on Netflix, so I must keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, and similar to myself, I like singing and reading as well. I tend to just leave my singing for the shower, though, Mike, because no one else seems to appreciate my singing for some reason.
No comment there, Pete. No comment. Here we're back to the game. At the moment, we're singing praises of these talented young women all the way round here. Waikato finding a space, finding connecting.
Oh, look at that.
Here we go. She stayed in the great
Yes.
support play there by Waikato. Finding space, connecting.
Yes, Maya Jane Karana scored there. But I like the skill there from the... I'm just trying to catch her.
Here we go on the Bunnings replay. For number 7.
Yes. I think the numbers... where were we? I'm not too sure, but...
Isaacs 14. Waikato making a great pass. Waikato just staying with us. So here we go. Final 2 minutes. It's Auckland 4, Waikato 2.
Yeah, it's time's not on their side. They really need to force an error. And that won't help by just giving away a penalty. Auckland be looking to run the clock down now.
I'm glad you carried on with that because I was just thinking you were singing an Artie Jar song there, Pete, with times on your side. But it's not on Waikato's side. And here we go. Auckland, quickie play. Waikato getting their points up with positive touches. Positive touches. I've been around Peter McIntyre too long. Making the scores out to... Good scramble defense by the Waikato girls. Regardless of the score, I've been impressed by the effort of both teams. But I know Waikato have been digging deep. Here we go, repeat set here.
Yeah, Waikato be really disappointed with the second half. They've given away so many penalties, which meant Auckland spent a lot of time down in their scoreline. And when you do that, you're going to score touchdowns if you're any good.
As we go into the final 40 seconds, just the big ups to both management staff of Waikato and Auckland under 14s girls team. For both the coaches, we talked a lot about coaches and players, but also critical to this mix are the managers who do a lot of work behind the scenes. And we've got Michelle Sampson, who's a first-year managing in the Waikato under 14 girls team. So welcome to the ranks of management, Michelle. Well done. Although it's not quite the result I'm sure you were looking for, I'm sure you, like we all are, proud of the display that we've seen in front from this Waikato team.
Yes, and they're hot on attack here.
But I think what we've seen, Pete, is the class of Auckland on display.
Yeah, it was a great performance by Auckland. I mean, Waikato stayed in the fight, and Auckland performed better. Waikato seemed to make more errors. Auckland won the territory fight and consequently came out with the victory.
I know you've talked about that earlier, about the error rate and how critical that is. And it's one of the things when you come to finals games, as you've said before, you know, the starting point is to try and lower that error rate.
Yes, and well, there's some learnings there for Waikato, as there is for any team that doesn't come through with the victory. So great game, Mike. Great spectacle. Well done to both teams. Great way to finish this series for the 14 elite girls. It was an awesome contest. Hope everyone enjoyed along with us commentating, all you listeners out there. And we look forward to our next game coming up very shortly. Waikato 14 Elite Boys versus Counties Manukau.
Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Northern IPS is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse and One Foundation. Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Northern IPS is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse and One Foundation.
Welcome back. We're live here again. We've got the toss in front of us as we've got Counties Manukau versus Waikato in the under-14 boys final. The 2019 Bunnings Northern Junior IPS. We've got referees in front of us, Webster, Bannister, Plumridge and Marsh. There they go. Love it. It's serious stuff. Awful. We've even got the tunnels going on in this game here. Pete?
Yes, Waikato doing a tunnel. Their girls just finished their final, and so well done to the province. Now they're the Elite 14 boys. Our premier grade for this tournament, just ready to run on as Waikato take on Counties Manukau. Waikato going through undefeated at the tournament. Counties just losing the game to Waikato in the rounds, and Auckland, who won the grade last year, knocked out by Counties Manukau. So it was tough because only the top two. It was a straight final. There were no semi-finals in this grade, just a straight final. So it was a tough gig, but well done to the Waikato team. They go in as favourites, slight favourites over a strong Counties Manukau side.
Kia ora koutou, George Yonke joining Peter Walters and Michael King here for the grand final of the under-14s boys. And what a division final we have. It was showtime to get here. The crowd favourites, Auckland, last year's champions, got pipped at the post this morning by one touchdown by counties to get in through to the finals. We're expecting a blinder here today, Peter Walters. You've got a great insight on this Waikato team and also this counties team. You've seen a lot of these boys come through the system, and especially the older generation, that the blood that runs through their veins. Sorry.
Yes. Well, the county's Manukau, Madison Kake, that's son of Bruce Kake. His parents are, a true touch stock. They're very talented athletes themselves, and as is a lot of the members of the family. Keys Colossi, that's the son of Tony Colossi, and sisters represented New Zealand. I mean, there's a whole bunch of these kids in there. Talon Shelford, Tommy's young fella, coached by Dwayne Danford, who's come through the Touch New Zealand coaching system. And that's just, some of the ones that I can recall straight away. On the Waikato side, well coached by Tamainu Huirama, Merenok, and their young boy in there. Mate, this is a wicked lineup.
And what a lineup we do have, and in good fashion. You're very humble. There is a man in there, or a young lad by the name of Cruz Walters in the formidable number 1. Any relation to you, champ?
Yes, Georgie, that's my son. Cruz, he's out on the right wing at the moment, so he's really enjoying his time. 6 of these boys came from the 12s elite, and they normally progress through the development, but they got picked up by the elite team, so there's a few of the younger boys in here for Waikato. So he's enjoying it, he's loving it out there, big part of this team.
Oh, nice work. I hope he does. He's got big expectations on the shoulders due to what you offer to the game, and what Waikato have offered already in the first minute of the game is a touchdown. Let's see the Super Bunnings touchdown.
Yeah, 33 Peel here. It's their pet play. They've been running it all tournament with a lot of success. 33 Peel. Defence just held off, unsure who's taken who. Bang, Hiraka puts it down. Touchdown. 1-0 Waikato.
Hiraka, great reading there, but it's only as good as the dump ball, like we said, Pete, and the people running the holes. The hole wouldn't be there if there wasn't a good chopper. So well played throughout the whole team there, Waikato. They put you one up on the scoreboard.
Yep, Counties ran a little scoop play from middle there. A Waikato defence up to the task.
Waikato in a very good spot against this Counties team, but Counties have been here before this morning in their last game of the round robin to make the final and make the speed down the sideline. I'll come back to that one. I couldn't even keep up with the number on his shirt.
Yeah, Georgie, that was a set play. They run a basic where they go out, they draw, they bring a wrap around, and he's got a vision decision to make. If the winger comes up, he passes off to his winger. He did that, and the winger had the pace to go all the way.
Oh, check it out.
Great start for Waikato, 2-0.
Oh, I think it was number 10. Caden Baker. Take your hat off, mate. Good pace, good show of legs. And like I was talking about, Waikato 2-0 up. And this is no strange place for counties. This morning, they were in the same predicament against Auckland. 2-0 down against them. We all thought it was going to be an Auckland freight train going to the finals, but no, Counties came back to win that 5-6, I think it was, Pete. Was that the correct score?
Yes, it was, and they showed great character to be 3-0 down and come back to win that game at the death 6-5, so they cannot be discounted from this game, Counties Manukau.
So what you're saying there, Counties can afford to give Waikato one more touchdown to be 3-0 down and still come back and win it?
Of course.
I love it. And it's good to know that little play down the sideline was actually a play. It wasn't just a fluke. That is a team move. And that comes from hours and hours of training.
Yeah, Georgie in the strike dump here. Hiraka out of half. And ill-directed pass, not quite caught there. And Counties up to the task on defence. Now Counties Manukau drive, looking to transition towards their sub-box.
Yeah,
they run a similar play there, Georgie, where the subbers are just available in case the winger comes up, and they did that, made another 20 metres.
Nice work in Counties, going back to the midfield, getting the fresh subs coming on.
Yeah, Talon, one of their key attacker, he's into half areas with the ball. And skill failure there, drop pass. And here we go. Rapper comes around, vision decision here, 2-on-1. And drop ball there. So a couple of errors now just in succession from both teams. They wouldn't be wanting to make a habit of that with making these errors early in the count.
I'll tell you what, Pete, the speed is frantic out there. So now and then we can afford a mistake to happen because they're playing at an intense pace. So sometimes those sort of creep in. But like you said, you don't want it always to happen.
Yes, that's right. So counties tend to run a lot of quickie plays. So expect to see a whole lot of quickies during this match. Good defence there. Turnover here, another turnover. So let's see what their skills like here. They need to complete a set, Waikato, if they want to get down the other end. There's that dish off there to the winger.
Waikato back into the midfield. Getting some easy yards from snaky runs. And here's on the 5th and final power step. Breaks through the show and go. Looks for an offload. But some great mirror D there by Counties. Didn't want the scoreline to be 3-0.
Yeah, Counties working their way off the line there, heading towards their sub box. Rapper comes round. They look to dish off as well. If you don't make the 10-metre mark in 3 touches, it means your subs come around behind the play, like what happened there. That's 4th touch now, and they're not at halfway yet.
Here we go, guys. There's another free coaching tip there. So you want to be hitting at least halfway in 3 touches. So when your new subs come on, they're in a positive attacking position, not having to go backwards to go forward. You heard it from the horse's mouth there, Peter Walters. Legend in the game with many titles. And I think you've been helping out this team a little bit, no?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
They actually have a very good coaching staff with Tim Mainu and his wife, Mary George. They're very good. They run good systems. They look after the kids well. Yeah, they're good coaching staff. And their manager, Jodie Tower, as well. She does a fantastic job.
Oh, Jodie. Oh, I remember that name. Who could fit it? She's a star of the past. Lucky enough to go on a tour with her for a New Zealand Academy team.
Yeah, in fact, they've all played New Zealand. Jodie played women's one series, and Mary played women's for a long time. And Timano is not only a touch rep for Waikato over the years, but he's currently playing rugby league for Waikato. So some good athletes there just in their staff with great knowledge.
Oh, great to see. And you notice that as we talk through these grand finals, the management team has that world-class experience in the background. It's all good to have that world-class experience, but when you're competing at the opens level, that's fine, but you need to translate that back down to the foundation and development level as well. And it's been translated well for the Waikato team.
Exactly the same play, Georgie. 33 Peel, the primary comes in, sights the hole and dives and gets the ball down. And that's the coach's son there, Timaya. He's very good at those quickie dives.
Oh, Huirama, got a little bit of a half slam dunk in there. Did he learn that one from you?
No, I don't slam dunk, mate.
One of those trendy little touchdown plays just to rub it in a little bit. Very dangerous, not something we promote because I have seen shoulders pop due to that spectacle of a dive.
Georgie, that was great quickie defence there. That was a fantastic touch made. Came right across the body of his other middle. Oh, lovely play there. Lovely play by Counties Manukau.
Wow.
Long ball and a short ball. Draw pass. Great skill.
With the Bunnings replay, there's the long ball. Good 15 to 20 metres. Easy. Hitting the link with the overlap. The shot had to come. Leaves the winger open. Great touchdown. Look at the little man scoring in the corner. I didn't even catch his number. But what a star. Brings Counties back into the game. 3-1.
Yeah, so set play coming up from Waikato here.
Counties shooting up just to break it a little. Waikato will be dominant in the setup. Sending out a active number 3 to hunt down that touch.
Yeah, looks like a possible touch and pass there. Yep, touch and pass.
Good work by number 8. Look at the little, number 9. Keanu. Sua. Mate, he went hunting on defence. That's beautiful. I like to see that.
Yeah, Counties Manukau work their way out. This will be their 3rd touch. Fresh subs coming on.
Sorry, Peter, I just got a little bit stunned there. That number 9, Keanu, I recognise that man. He's one of our top-level referees. I didn't realise how young he was. It's good to see him out there playing the game. He's talented behind the whistle and a star there on the field as well.
Cool. And Waikato just coming down into the attack zone here. Yeah, good defence by Counties there. Waikato run a set play, short ball, and the saver come and shut down. Good D.
Here we go, Pete. It looks like they're going to be happy because they're getting to that advantage line you're talking about. Oh, no, not quite there. So on a ranking of 1 to 10, we'll give that a 6 that time. Rucking out. So that's some good defence by Waikato.
Yeah, and in contrast, yeah, Waikato up to the defensive task there. So turnover ball, they work their way downfield. They're very disciplined. They just stick to their pattern that has options in it. Get the tired ones off, get the fresh ones on.
Snaky runs. You talk about that often on the commentary. Getting those extra metres there. Getting close to the 5 metre. Slowing it down.
Yeah, Waikato have lost their way a little bit. They need to get more composure here.
And as we know from this Counties team, all they need is a sniff to get back in the game, and the score line could just flip all of a sudden like it did against Auckland.
Yeah, that's right. Waikato holding that 3-1 lead, but certainly Counties look like they've got the upper hand at the moment. Yeah, first defender was offside, so the ref goes back for the penalty.
That was good work, good punishing direct yards there to have a nice little pick, could get him behind and get a repeat set with a penalty. The man Kaki, who's elusive from the quickie plays.
Yeah, good defence there.
You see the Waikato defence probably tighter than they usually are because they're aware of the potency of this young man.
Yeah. Yes, great quickie there. I was looking at the defence there. The middle didn't quite get under and across. So a good touchdown, Counties. They're very good at these quickie plays. Waikato need to be the pocket middle, needs to be over and under. Yeah, when you're wide like that and you're coming from a wide angle, it's very hard to make that touch. Yeah, contest on our hands, Georgie. 3-2.
3-2. Counties coming back. And what a quickie that was, and a brilliant call by Thomas Webster. I think he might be the #1 referee of this tournament, but we'll never know. The top 3 referees today are Thomas Webster, Charlene Bannister-Plumridge, and Kerry Marsh. Mate, there's some familiar names there, but none other than the female outstanding player to our sport, Charlene Bannister-Plumridge. Give us a little bit of history of that young lady.
Yeah, isn't she awesome out there? She is a legend of our sport. Previously, her name was Charlene Bannister. Georgie played with myself and yourself in the New Zealand Open Mixed. I remember her from, I think she went to a couple of World Cups, and she played All Nations when I was playing Open Mixed in 2005. Yeah, great athlete. I remember her topping the the beat test at level 14, only female to get to level 14. So, and great to see her back in our sport contributing as a referee.
Oh, she'll be fighting over a few extra numbers on that 14, Pete. I know she got higher than that, so she'll be hitting you up and making sure you recognise the extra dot downs on that VO2 that she had. But hey, mate, first year into refereeing, she's come back to the game to give back to the sport, and straight there, high profiling here at the IPS tournament with the halftime hooter going. And what a halftime we've had, with Counties Manukau scoring 2 touchdowns and Waikato 3.
Yeah, after a great lead by Waikato, then County.
Here we are, half time at the under 14 boys Waikato versus Counties finals. The score is Waikato 3, Counties Manukau 2. Counties making a good comeback after a slow start, but just showing their class, finding their rhythm, and able to penetrate and make those decisions on the scoreline to get them 2 touchdowns. Waikato made a good solid start right at the beginning, kept their flow on. Very well coached and drilled team. But without a doubt, George, we are seeing 2 young teams with a skill set and experience well beyond their years.
You're right there, Mike King. I'm totally amazed of the skill level and how this game's played, and the touch IQ of these young adults here performing out there at under 14 level. We've got 13, 11, 12, and maybe even a 10-year out there that I've heard performing. And we talk about it's hours and hours of work to perform these moves, or just time on computers or technology to get an understanding of the game. And like I said, we've got open teams that don't understand the game as well as these young under 14s. It's amazing what they're doing out there. And they talk about this 10,000 hours of to perform and get control of a skill set, and that can vary between 3,000 and 20,000, but it all comes back down to coaching and approach. And if you got the right coach and they put the right approach, you can strip those hours back, but you still need about 1,000 hours, and these kids have done that.
Yeah, you talk about 10,000 hours to mastery level, and I've certainly seen that over the years with lots of experienced athletes. And yes, you have to spend hours and hours of time going over and over things for you to be able to perform that skill under pressure. And you have to be in the right environment so that it simulates what's going to happen in the real game.
Totally, Pete. And I did hours and hours of time probably learning the wrong stuff back in my day, coming from Turangi, a bit isolated there, and just watching maybe a VCR of your games 2 years later and learning the information a bit too late. And we talked about it, the technology for these young ones. They're all on Facebook, so they get the information, something to study, and then when they go to trainings, they got the high-end coaches giving them the right information. And when we're just player coaches, we're trying to play and coach ourselves, but these kids are very fortunate today.
Yeah, I suppose back in the early years, there were a lot of player coaches because the game was so new, and then there weren't coaches. So a lot of us in that generation became player coaches. Counties scooped through there from half, and the referee. A touch was made, but the referee gone back to no advantage, so he's given them a penalty and a repeat set. So Counties attacking the Waikato line here. Quickie play. And he's called a play on. He's called a play on. So that makes it 3-3, Georgie. Mikey, we've got a game on our hands.
We certainly do, Pete. And again, we're showing the class that we've seen over the 2 days from County's Manukau boys, taking those opportunities, using their strike weapons, and that's the end result.
Yeah, we talked about their quickie game, and they're certainly sticking with it. It's working, so why not? Why not keep it going? No need to change.
Totally agree there, Pete. And if we go back a few more steps, it was the magic of Akaki again, picking his timing and reading the defence and getting a repeat set penalty, and then being in his favourable position in the 50 on the 5. He's a hard man to stop, and he's repeated the favour twice now for his County boys.
Yes, and the Waikato team just ran a 33 peel, and they have some good variations of it, and they just went to do it then. The ball needed to be thrown, but the chance of that happening left to right is minimised because the player will look to throw, we'll see how far it is, and he won't throw it. While he's thinking about it, the touch is made.
Oh, it's a brilliant day here at Rotorua International Stadium with the grand final. Kaki having a pick. This time, Waikato do it well on defence, get on side, and reverse a penalty there, not giving the ball straight over. Waikato asked the question, and the referee returned the favour. Here we go, Waikato in a good position now, with 2 or 3 touches gone, coming to the tail end of their set of 6 in the right position of the field.
Yes, here they go down. You'd have to guess they're going to run their 33 peel play again. They'll look to set it up here. They normally they're running a sweeper or a bloopers as we call it. And Georgie looks like he got that down. Great bloopers. It's a blues with a hitter coming back. We called it blues and then we changed it to bloopers when we had the hitter coming back. Great play.
Nice, and it's great to see the Bunnings replay pulling out the bloopers here. Oh, quick down with a half power slam dunk there. I remember watching bloopers in the old day, and they were a little bit funnier than that. And I think I might have made one of those blooper reels.
Yeah, good play there. They're running. Both teams running off set plays. They're sticking to what they're good at. County's back on attack here.
Here goes that man again, Kaki, on the 5 where he likes to be.
Yeah, good defence there. Setting up again, he'll look to quickie again. Let's see what that strike middle who's under the point. See what he does. Okay, he's back on side, he's got to go and hit. Look at that long ball. Ooh, drop ball there.
Here's the long ball, good 20, 25 metres there on the pass.
There's not much room to work with here for Waikato. They just want to get out down there and without making errors. There they go, that's 3.
It's great to see all the comments coming in on the live stream here. We've just got a notification here from Woody or Weremu Clark, Niho Clark. He's been down here with the 12s Auckland elite team who made the top 3 for this tournament. But I'll hold the press on that one, and there's some great footwork. I'll come back to you, Weremu.
Yeah, Hidaka out of half there. Great set of 6. Went from one end all the way down to the other end. Hidaka out of dummy half. Long ball over the top. Waikato score in the corner.
Oh, beautiful. Number 10. He's been outstanding. He's run the distance. He shows he's got a step. All he needs to do now is show if he's got a dive, and he is the complete player for this grand final.
Yeah, I think that was Caden, the number 10. Comes from a sprinting background. Good kid.
And this is what happened this morning with Counties. They got their back up and back in the game. 4 apiece, I think we have it as. No, we don't. I got that wrong. Yes, Caden's on the other team. The commentator's voodoo. The Counties coming back, though.
Yeah, just on your blooper there, Georgie, I missed the play. Sorry, so I'm going to have to watch the replay here. Long ball by Talon, is it? Over the top. And the winger scores in the corner.
There we go. There was a Waikato's blooper, and there was a George Yonke blooper. And put the scoreline as 4-5 Waikato.
Yeah, so we're starting off with one of their set plays. Working down. And a 33 peel here. Oh no, that's their variation. Over to the winger and down in the corner. Well done, Cruz. Great set-up play, Waikato. That's their variation, Georgie.
There it is, and you heard it from the horse's mouth.
So they faked the 33 and they short long over the top.
What a long ball, and what a dive from number one with the surname Walters. You don't see that often with his dad, so he probably didn't learn it from you, Pete. But that was brilliant finish.
Yeah, I think they call those things a dive, is it? Is it a dive?
Well, to be fair, you didn't need to. There was never anyone around you. You made people look silly and just walked over for the touchdowns in your day. So right now, it's hammer time for Waikato, taking the lead 6 touchdowns to 4 over Counties. Here's the kake, Mr. Fantastic, working from the dummy half play. Oh, Waikato have wised up and made it very tight in there. And hard for him to get in, but he breaks it. The old white and rice defense there, good mirror. Good shadow by the winger, holding out his winger, not allowing him to score.
Nice control there from Waikato, throwing passes. That's 3 now and they're beyond halfway. So the subs can come on more direct now, which is what you want. 4, they'll look to strike dump here for the 5th and final. And out of half, Rico. Short ball. So another 6.
Peter Walters, how deep is the playbook of this Waikato under 14s, mate? These kids are sending me back to school with their plays. I am getting schooled and educated.
Yeah, they're running some good options. It's always good. They get a penalty there. Repeat set. It's always good to run a quickie. In fact, a quickie sequence. So let's see what they do. They did a quickie in then. Now they go a quickie pass back. Let's see what they got on the next part of the sequence.
Oh, for those Wellington players in one of the teams down there, I know they do a bounce out in this sequence, but now they're doing a wraparound. Oh, he slips through.
33 peel. Good defence, Counties, Manukau. Turnover now. They'll be heading towards their sub box.
All very lethargic there in the play ball and the subs coming on. We need a bit of an injection there. If they're feeling very tired, they need to go to Taylor Swift and shake it off and get back into this game with 4.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's Talon, one of their key players, another cookie exponent. And the defence up to the task.
Yeah, referee calling player offside there. The words may not have had an opportunity to come out of her mouth, so she had to give a penalty. Looked like a follow play over the top.
Yeah, he's got a good long ball, that young fella. That's Tommy Shelford's boy.
Just wait till these kids are 18, Pete. It's going to be outstanding.
It's good composure there. This is 3 once again. Working their way down. They have had a good habit of not making any errors and completing their sets this tournament. So, 75 to 80% strike rate, and they've been meeting that. So, those sort of stats make you win games and tournaments, Georgie.
That's right, but they got to close it up. They can't be sloppy in the last 3.5 minutes because, like we said, Counties just need a sniff. If they can get one here, it's game on. Counties in a very good position here. A few touches up their sleeve to attack the line. I think that's 2 or 3 in the set of 6. Here's the dummy half, flicking off. A little bit extra, going back to the 50 zone, 3-on-3 dump. Picks and shuts down from the winger, but leaves the Counties winger free. There's that little man again. Hopefully I'll get his number this time. That's 2 dots for the little man.
Yeah, it's a nice long ball left to right for the number 8. And draws it closer. So with 2.5 to go, there's only 1 point in it. Waikato up by 1. Exciting finish coming up, lads.
Exciting finish. And I might finish that saying with Woody Niho from the 12 boys elite team Auckland. Loving watching the game, but he wants me to do a shout out to a player from the under 12 boys elite team by the name of Josie. All the best from the Auckland team. And Woody Niho Clark. Just what the doctor ordered for Counties. A repeat set here. Penalty near halfway with 1.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to be wasting any time. They need to get down their Counties, work their way down and put on an attack play.
Nice work. Good big 5 metres there to open up the game.
Strike players just come on the field. Madison.
Well, I heard a play-through call, but the other player must have been onside. Charlene in the middle of the field calls a vital call there. It was definitely correct, but just looking to our live stream, we do have a question about Charlene. A lot of people saying she's in great form for all the years that she's playing New Zealand touch, what she's been doing. The muscle form of the young lady is outstanding. She's more shredded than a cabbage in a coleslaw, someone's saying.
Yeah, and here we go. Waikato on attack. Okay, that's the end of their set. So Counties Manukau with 43 seconds to go. They need to get down the other end and score to stay in this match.
This is where Michael Jordan for the Bulls used to say, "Give me the ball." Who wants it with 30 seconds to go? A very good part of the field. Pete took us through these last 20, my friend.
Okay, I think that might be the... all Counties have scooped and gone through. There we go. Touch was made. I think that could be the game. If Waikato hold this set out, they need to not make any error and just hold the ball for the 6 touches. Counties need to force an error.
There it is. There's the hooter. I wouldn't expect anything too exciting. Puts out the high 5. Waikato are so excited. What a game. In true 7 style, Kirk Baker, double thumbs up to the Waikato team. What an outstanding effort here today. They deserved it. They put in the effort, and what Peter Walters told us about the playbook they did have, it showed on the scoreboard here. Taking the title, Waikato 6, Counties 5. A quick little playback, Pete Walters. What did you think of the game?
Oh, what an awesome showpiece for our sport, lads. I mean, the elite grade at this tournament, the 14 boys elite, and just to put on that display, like we talked about, some of the skills, some of the coaching involved, and to be able for those players to implement the stuff they were doing was so impressive. Great way to finish this tournament, lads.
Oh, it's brilliant. Hey, I might do a shout out to our sponsors today. Bunnings first, having the same values as us, looking after community, looking after people, creating opportunities for people to go forward. Thank you, Bunnings, for what you do for the game. And also, for the first time ever, One Foundation, the charitable trust, has invested in some of the support networks around here and giving us the opportunity to broadcast this live to the world, to our country, to show the talent of the up-and-coming players in the system. Our development level right now, they're looking like performance, but we've got to be careful. It is development, so they can be performance, but hey, let's not be too hard on these kids. They've still got a lot of time to enjoy their growth as they go through the game.
Yeah, Georgie, and just to close off from me, look what a great spectacle. This has been a fantastic tournament. Once again, our junior Northern IPS. Really looking forward to what's coming up, Georgie, with the 16s and 18s at our junior nationals, and then 2 weeks after that, the Open Nationals. What an exciting time for our sport.
Oh, what an exciting time, and thank you once again to our sponsors. It's been a Cadbury performance today, chock-a-block with good stuff. It's been exciting, it's been talented. I love these kids, I love what they're doing out there. It's been hammer time for Waikato boys to take home the gold. I'll be shifting off down the road to do the prize giving. So if you're down the park, come down and see these kids while they earn their medals.
Big thank you to Rotorua International Stadium, housing us over the last couple of days, providing a great venue that we were able to put on a great spectacle of touch. So well done. Thank you all. Thank you all those who are able to live stream in. We wish that you've enjoyed, we hope that you've enjoyed your time being able to see touch at a fantastic level. Touch. What a game.
Touch, what a game. And I can't leave without saying thank you to our wonderful commentators. Peter Walder's been privileged having you and your knowledge here. Mike King from Touch NZ, Sport Ops community, looking after the crew, looking after this game development performance and at community. Hey, mate, how many teams roll like this? These guys out there, not many, but you've seen the good stuff today. So all the best to everyone. Have a good time. I'll be over at the prize giving. See you there. And once again, touch. What a game.
Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Northern IPS is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse and One Foundation.